And it looks like I am live, so I will say hello everyone and welcome to a terrible stream for terrible people. And oh my god, Mrs. Sick has left me at home alone for a few days while she goes on holiday with her dad and the kids. But I have to stay home to work because I'm an asshole. So yeah, she is in the chat though. Spoon Staff Stories. That is Mrs. Sick's other channel. She's you know, she makes videos using my voice and then a lot of fucking work. Oh, people are getting adverts. God, that's happening a lot more these days on fucking the TSTP. I think YouTube is going out of its way to add adverts to thing, which is funny because the fucking money is down, like more, or quite significantly. But what are you gonna do? Just try and weather this period as they fuck about screwing up my channel metrics and all that shit. But yeah, you have kids. I have two kids. I have twin girls, and they are adorable and kind of crazy, but in a good way. Uh, I finally have Monday off work and a chance to come here. Have been a while. Well, welcome back. It's still not any good, but you know, hey, what have I missed? Nothing. Nothing at all. It's all garbage. And it will all be garbage for the rest of the time. So, nothing. I don't get any ads ever. So, either you have YouTube Premium, or you block ads, or something weird happened. And you just magically didn't get them. What do you mean you're all alone? What happened to your amazing wife that puts up with all your shit and whiskey jokes? You mean all my shit whiskey jokes? She is on holiday with the kids and her Faja, the granddad of the kids, because they get to do that and I get to stay home and work. Mm. It is 5 something here, 5:02 here, and I am again watching this insanity because reasons. Do you mean 5 in the morning? Because oh yeah, you do mean 5 in the morning. I remember now. Greetings from Inverness. Good to hear you. Thank you, Brian. First time in the live stream here. You poor fucker. They're not good. Uh, been watching your content to raise a smile after my dad passed on Wednesday. Fuck. I don't know what to say. I am sorry. I mean, I didn't kill him. At least I don't think I did. But you know, who allow you to procreate? Apparently, there's just no rules against me making more things. So, you know. And Mrs. Sick, I guess, allow me to procreate. Although she's the one who asked. So, you know. Never one to turn down a challenge, apparently. I have one kid. She thinks I'm an embarrassment. To be fair, you are a pumpkin. Pumpkins are pretty embarrassing. Happy Memorial Day. That means nothing to me. I am British, therefore it's just one of your American days. Sick is all alone, just him and his whiskey. Yesterday it was me and a shitload of hot wings, and they were fucking delicious. And then I felt really bad afterwards. But that's what happened. So I made sure that I had a more sensible meal today. And I have something set up for tomorrow. I have only one kid. All right. You're saying that she thinks you're an embarrassment again. So she really thinks you're an embarrassment. So it's a holiday for Sir Sig. You'd think that, but all it means is that I don't have to cook the kids' tea, and that's about it. Because they're on school holidays anyway, which is why they get to go on holiday, because that makes sense. And that's just the best time, because it means I don't have to fucking get up in the morning. And I didn't have to get up in this morning either. But yeah, the only major difference is that when I make tea, I don't have to make more for them. So it makes very little difference. I'll trade you your whiskey for my whiskey. No, you'll give me your whiskey, and I'll give you nothing. uh, Whoever imagines and wishes others evil shall inherit evil, because what you wish others, God Almighty will bring upon your life. This is divine justice. Yeah, but it doesn't actually work, does it? Because I've tried wishing people evil all the time, and it just doesn't. I'm not having any extra evil. I've had just as much evil as normal. So, Uh, blah, 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 blah. I saw your order and thought, well, that's a bad idea. Of course you did. She's spying on me, people. Um, Greetings from a Brit in CZ, which I don't know what that means. People, I'm assuming it's in America, and people in America, apparently Brits as well, all think that everyone else on the planet knows what the fuck the two little letters always mean. Like, there's a couple that I know, but assume that I don't. I don't fucking live there. It's not the thing I think about most often. Fight the Flat Earth channel is apparently demonetized because some flurf in a hissy fit launched a mass copyright strike. Better throw some money at YouTube. Good plans. I don't know what anyone can do about that apart from complaining to YouTube is the best you can do. Mark Twain said that when he was a kid, he was embarrassed by how stupid his dad was. Then he grew up and was astonished by how much the old man had learned. He's finally learned something, that dumbass motherfucker. I just looked up list of British holidays. What's with all the bank holidays? They're holidays, right? When the bank doesn't open. So it's a day off, but if you forget to get any money out, you can't do anything. I mean, you usually can. They still fucking credit cards and shit work. But if you rely on cash and, I don't know, you can't pull out of a cash machine for some fucking reason, which happens, then yeah, that's it. It's also, it makes it really annoying to run a business generally on those days, especially a cash business. I mean, effectively, it means that if you see a business that's doing really well on that day, you're guaranteed to be for them to have the cash there. I don't know what you do. That's actually terrifying. Although, now thinking about it, I know a lot of banks nowadays do that sort of, that have that open area at the front where you can go in and like dump cash into the fucking slot. So maybe that's still open, but maybe it's closed, because in that case, fuck you. Drinking box wine, the only way to drink wine. And you don't, I hope you don't have any sort of container and you're just pouring it directly out of the little, I love the little fucking knob of it. Those are great. Chat GPT. I mean, you can call it that. It's still quite fucking impressive for what it does. I've been using it recently to spitball titles for videos, and it is almost universally terrible at it. At least, I mean, I could try them, but I don't know. They sound awful. And I guess that's part of where I get my charm from, is that I don't do it like everyone else. Why does a bank deserve a holiday anyway? Yeah, I know. They should be working double hard. Who wants your damn English whiskey with all the tea infused in that shit? I mean, what? I don't think I've heard of a tea infused whiskey, but okay. And if that was a joke, hilarious. Direct from the box nozzle, exactly. So sick is God of whiskey. I mean, I'm trying to make it that way anyway. Mrs. Rockhead. Oh, I'd forgotten I did that. Because she's not here, she gets a rock for her head. I could have used the rock to cover her entirely, but A, there would have been like a spike sticking out of it. And B, I thought this was funnier. Oh, and C, I didn't think of it. But mostly because I just didn't want to have to like take the picture out, put it into Photoshop, delete her, put it back in. That just seemed like a lot of work. When I knew that there was already a rock in the list of fucking assets I have for this. So I just used that. At least Mrs. Sick is in the chat with us. Exactly. She's a good grill. She took her laptop with her so she could tippity tap that shit out. Although she might be on her phone. I don't know. Yo, Sick. Yo, Tim. Love your shows. Any word on future Spoonstaff stories? Ask the person who's doing them. She is working on them. Ooh. I mean, that's probably what she's going to say. I usually find GPT useful as essentially Google for any question type response, rather than just looking for sites. I know that I'm supposed to use it when I am not sure of the answer to a scientific question, so that I can then... I mean, never use GPT solely. You still have to follow up. But sometimes when you have a question that there really isn't a Googleable answer to, it can be very useful to get what the consensus probably is. Uh, aren't celebrating or commemorating something. It's just some bankers wanted the day off, so it's a holiday now. I don't actually know where the sort of etymology, if that's even the correct term, for bank holidays comes from. I just know that on bank holidays, you tend to get a day off unless you work in the service industry when fuck you. And which basically, I've never really experienced a bank holiday as a usable day off because um, I used to work in pubs and now I work for myself. Um, I had a short time period where I worked for a company in between, and so maybe I got like one bank holiday off, but I worked that day, so it really didn't matter. Ah. A NY advice on staying my own channel. What? I have no idea what that means. Chat GPT, terrible at maths. It just produces plausible sounding nonsense. Yeah, but I do believe that the more advanced version of it has plugins, and there's that really fancy thing that does maths really well, and you can just stick that in, and it's good then. Has Miss 16 sense and left Sir sick? Only to go on holiday. She'll be back. She'll crawl back when she needs somewhere to live that contains all of her stuff. mm. And you know, she wants the kids to sleep inside for a change. Any more Comfort Brains videos planned? None planned, but I would probably cover it. If you ever see any of those kinds of videos and think that'd be fucking hilarious if it had the sick treatment, send it to me on my email or tweet it, or Twitter DM it to me, or yeah, that's about it. That's about all I use. You can do Facebook, but I'm almost certainly not going to see it. At least I check Facebook twice a week because I put videos on there twice a week, and that's it. Don't actually use the fucking thing. Any advice on starting my own channel? Do it. Get a good mic. Do it. That is basically all you need to know. If you don't do it, you won't learn anything. It won't be done. You won't get any better at it. One of the biggest problems people have when it comes to doing YouTube is that they plan and plan and plan and plan and plan and plan and plan, and then they never actually make any fucking videos. For me, I was already making videos before I started this channel, so it was an extension of what I had already done, but it was more fun than the thing I was already doing because yeah, I was never meant to be a gaming stream. Well, I'm never going to be a streamer. Fuck that shit. It's actual work. But yeah, you just have to do it. There's two main things. You have to do it, and you have to make sure it doesn't put people off when you get there. As in, make it something that's not painful to watch or listen to. Basically, make it the best of your ability. Not any mic. You need at least something. It doesn't have to be amazing. It just has to sound okay. There's a Linus Tech Tip video on mics, I think, or it might be a different channel. Someone somewhere did a video on cheap mics, and just buy one of those. And as long as it sort of fits in your setup, it can be as cheap as like 20-30 bucks. And then it will sound fine. Don't use the shitty dollar store headset that you got given as a fucking birthday gift. It will sound awful. Magic Mike. That's literally my issue now. Over planning. Fuck. Great advice. Thanks. Yeah. In terms of my own personal sort of philosophy on doing things in general, if you are going to buy stuff to do it, make sure that stuff could be repurposed. Like when I started doing YouTube, I bought a graphics card that was a good graphics card for my machine that also had uh, fucking NVENC for encoding videos, which is also really good now for rendering out videos in whatever software you're using. Um, but at the time, I built a computer to make videos with, but I made sure it was a computer that I'd also enjoy using as a computer because I like gaming. So that was very helpful. Did a follow up to Simon Dan talking about Nathan Oakley unable to convert measurement units. Okay. Best microphone ever, the Shure SM58. I mean, that is a good microphone, but it isn't cheap. And a lot of people, if they're going to start making YouTube videos, that's kind of a leap because you don't just get. It's all well and good getting the Shure SM blah blah, but it needs a fucking amp, not an amp. I can't remember. It needs an interface, and those are also not cheap generally for a half decent one. So you're already looking at like $150 just before you've even made a single fucking video, when you could get a USB one that's like $30 that also requires zero setup and will sound fine. As long as it sounds fine, that's all that really matters. If you start being successful, then upgrade, fucking fill your boots. But yeah. Video thumbnail is really important because we all secretly judge books by their covers. I mean, that is true. I don't know. I've been offered a couple of times to have artists have offered me doing thumbnails, and they've always been shit. I was like, okay, that looks great for the kind of fucking viewer that's not gonna stay and is gonna go, what is this shit? I like my thumbnails to be clear and concise and sort of not to tell a story per se, but usually to get a chuckle at least out of someone is ideal. Sirsik is a nerd, nonsensical, idiotic, radical dubass. Okay, thank you. Have you tried just shouting and getting angry? I've thought about doing Microsoft Flight Simulator history lessons as a YouTube channel. I mean, there's only so much of that, but in terms of long form video game analysis, that's like a really popular subgenre, and people come out of fucking nowhere in that, so it's well worth doing. Okay, then the Blue Yeti USB. Blue Yetis are fine. They're definitely cheaper than that. They're still not cheap. Like, there are cheap things that will get you 95% of the way there. Free audio filter software. Audacity. I still use Audacity to record my audio. I probably shouldn't. There's probably better software, but it works. And it's free, and it's easy, and I know how it works. Risky money for Sirsik. Thank you for brilliant content. Thank you for content. You're welcome, Steve. Sirsik makes me look like I always look like stick to a topic you're interested in. Oh yeah, that's more of a long-term thing. Don't one of the things I see a lot is when people they get a hit video and then they go, right, that's what people want, and then that's all they make. And then the fad dies, and that's all they've been making, and then the vast majority of the followers that they'd made before then have gone, and the people who came for that lose interest fast anyway, because, you know, most single topics only have so much lifespan in them, so they're now gone as well, and you just end up with nothing, and you try and go back and it feels like, what's the point? It's always important. Like, there's nothing wrong with doing it again. It's like one of my first early big successes was a Flat Earth video. It's still my best viewed video. It's like over 200,000 views. And if I'd have been an idiot, I would have gone, right, nothing but Flat Earth content. Boom. But I didn't do that. What I did was I said, okay, Flat Earth does well. I'm going to make one Flat Earth video a month. for the time being. And yeah, now I just make sure it's been more than a month between each particular thing. It saves my brain. I talk a lot to the Creaky Blinder, and he has a bad habit of chasing trends, and he'll admit this himself. Um, because he's terrified of like the channel not doing really well, and I think it does quite badly for himself and his own sort of mind state, because he has complained to me that he's like really sick of usually flat Earth, any particular topic. It's like, and I told him you got to stand back, give it a while between things, and it helps. It makes it easier to carry on going. It's one of the reasons why after like 5 years of this and 3 years of near non-stop 2 videos a week, or it might be non-stop 2 videos a week just as a fact, is because I make sure I try to do something different week on week so that I don't have to lose my fucking mind. Watch Sunny V2 vids about YouTubers who've lost everything and or gone to jail, and do what those people did. Or don't do what those people did. That's a much better idea than what I just said. Professor Sergeant Jam's channel, a teachable moment regarding measurement conversions. Okay. But yeah. Flat, your voice is flat. Where is Brickhead? I'm sorry I missed the start of the stream where Mrs. decided she was a lump of rock. She didn't decide. I decided she was a lump of rock because she's on holiday. And I am petty, but she's also in the chat. But she can't be here because she's in a hotel and there's probably the kids and probably her dad now sleeping or trying to sleep while she's doing the tippity tap. So, yeah, she can't join me. The daily struggles of horrible people, the drama. I'm a professional museum? No, you're not a professional museum. I'm not even drunk. That drunk. I constantly change the songs we are performing as I get bored if we keep doing the same songs every night. Yeah, it's just about keeping variety in your life. Doctors, too much whiskey is bad for you, says he. The fuck you say to me? Slaps doctor across the room. Doctor ragdolls into wall. Just a general day for me. I wonder why he won't see me anymore. Brickhead is just discount pyramid head. I mean, that's fair. Your breasts are like thorns. A great comeback Bible quote for Goddies. Okay. I was here back in the 30k days. I was much more active on Sunday streams back then. Now I'm always at work during the streams unless it's a holiday. Ah, you poor bastard. Why don't you just stop working? Who needs that shit? I know a number of people who turn up to the streams while they're working. And I think that you're just not trying hard enough. Or you need like an hour's lunch break at, 2 p.m. Whenever the fuck you're working. I don't know what time zone you're in. Sir, sorry, I'll need to have a break for an hour. But you just got in. Yeah, sir, sick. And they're like, got you, bro. And then you're both sat there listening in. I'm a professional display case. Someday, with hard work, I might be a museum. Mrs. Sick, just keep running. She would, but, I'm the one with all the penis. Sorry, I've got to get more drink. It's behind me. There we go. You are soul. If the earth were a pizza, I would have killed the thing 40 years ago. Okay. Thank you for letting me know. The most important passage from the Bible. No one whose testicles are crushed or whose male organ is cut off shall enter the assembly of the Lord. So some fucking asshole could come along, crush your nuts, chop your dick off, and then God's like, fuck that guy. Ew. And that's no fault of their own. Jesus. What an asshole. I'm starting to think he's not actually all loving. And don't you get your arm back when you go to the heavens? So why can't he grow back a penis? Or is that too complicated for him? Well, I had to get evolution to do that. Arms? Fucking piss easy. A dick? I don't understand that shit. I just don't want to look at it. Oh, I remember reading a thing about God's holy penis, and it was just so fucking funny. Like, he had this perfect penis, and it's like, dude, calm down. I'm trying to get my own chapter in the TSM. You can tell that I've been using too much fucking of the new server, because DMS is disk management system for Synology. So, you know, I love the new server, by the way. It's been nothing but a dream to work with. It's so good because I fucking lost the chat. There we go. I should not click around while I'm on stream. That's a lesson I should have learned fucking years ago. Yeah, it just works when I work. It hasn't yet shit the bed. I love it. Ever see a preacher wear glasses? Bible says no. I mean, are people not allowed to wear glasses? That's pretty fucked up. You have shit eyes. Can I at least wear... No! Bad. Holy perfect penis, Batman. Maybe they just don't keep those in the Heavenly Body Parts warehouse. I fucking forgot about that. Oh my god, what was she called now? She had pink hair and she was fucking bananas. Oh my god. Yeah. The fucking Heavenly Body Parts shop. Oh, I need more content like that. I completely forgotten about that. I need to go back through my fucking videos and go, what was the best, most insane shit, and just recover that, because it's so much fun. I mean, I like new crazy shit, but old crazy shit is a gold mine. It's still fun. So the guy who thinks rocks are massive penises everywhere is being proved right by the flat earth and massive penis girlfriend that proves him right. Okay. God has warehouses full of arms and legs, but he lost the penis warehouse in the divorce. Ah, see, that's where they get you. Unfortunately, I have somebody here at work on my ceiling, so I'm going to have to leave. Miss you. I thought you were on holiday. God damn it. Cat Care, there you go. A reference to the divine dick, the holy hose, the spiritual sausage. Too many waivers to get spare dick and balls from the angelic parts warehouse. And, you know, God's not... He might be all-powerful, but he can't do anything. That would just be reasonable. Don't forget the pink-haired lady also had a magic stick that could push hurricanes away from Florida. Someone on your ceiling. I mean, that is a good point. Are they, like, skittering across it? Is that not just a spider? Oh, have a great time, Miss Sick. Your husband is a character. I don't know who that guy is. But I'm fucking married to her. Going to Thorpe Park during half term. Pray for me. I haven't even thought about Thorpe Park in fucking years. I haven't actually been to a theme park in the same amount of time, probably. I used to go to Chessington a lot as a kid. But that's many moons ago. More like Sir Sus. Hey, Harry, how you doing, mate? Yes, he is a bellend. I'm always a bellend. That is my one good marketable skill. Well, cut my legs off and call me Shorty. Is that General Sir Sick I see? It is always me. Man Body Part Warehouse reminds me of the Blade trilogy. Do you know what? I did think of that while making that video, where they have the fucking... Isn't it just homeless people in, like, big, flat, I don't know, plastic sheets, where they just drain them of blood until they're no longer usable? Yeah. I mean, if you need to get lots of blood, I can think of worse ways to do it. In fact, in terms of that whole movie, that's like the one bit that had any, I don't know, value to it. Those movies were like Blade 1 is a fucking great movie. Blade 2, people seem to love that film, and I never got it because it's not as good as Blade 1. Blade 1 is fucking awesome. Blade 1 is so much fun. Blade 2 is fine, but it's like, I mean, the effects have aged so badly. I mean, that's true of Blade 1, but to a lesser extent. I think because they used less of them. And Blade 3 was bad when it came out, and it's still bad now. If two men are struggling with the wife of one comes to deliver the hand of one who is striking him and puts out her other and seizes his genitals, then you shall cut off her hand. You shall not show pity. Don't squiz the balls. Unless he asks when, then it's fine. A girl on TikTok believes stars are fallen angels. A girl on TikTok is an idiot, or a person on TikTok is an idiot. Shocking. You can have the best equipment, but your whole work can be trash if you don't start with a quiet place to film. You mean quiet? I mean, you don't need to film. You can record. I have multiple places to record these days. What the fuck, a mid-roll lad? Okay. Is YouTube doing... I do recall that YouTube did that last couple of times. So it seems to be random who it gives them to, too. So that's fun. I'm listening to another video at the same time, so I'm hearing multiple voices of the same. I mean, you can do that. I would find that very fucking confusing, but you know. I had a weird epiphany. Flurf Chris from Westchester County, New York. That's the same county Marvel's Charles Xavier School is in. CC is an X-Man. I mean... he's probably an ex of his missus, air horns. Also, you know, people who live near Xavier School don't fucking go to it, right? Not everyone who lived in the vicinity of Charles Xavier's School for Gifted Children were immediately X-Men. That's not how that works. Even people who went there weren't necessarily X-Men. What is wrong with you, Timo Lynch? You've made me mad. You know, Cersei, you remind me of my high school teacher. He was the first person who I met who was a vocal non-believer and bold and brash and had no filter, but likable man. So I was nothing like him. I am your teacher. I don't know what your teacher sounded like, but I'm assuming it was something like that. My favorite was a guy who had a t-shirt that said blood on it. Blood? Blood. Blood. Fucking shit, what was he called now? That's such a good show. Oh my god. I've gotten 2 mid-rolls already. Fucking amazing. Velocipasta. Some of the best special effects in the last 5 years. It is free on YouTube as well. Okay. It's always quiet in my head. It's very small and funky smelling. I'm not sure how it echoes so much. It must be because of Jesus. CC has the mutant ability to befuddle the minds with a 6-click radius simply by talking. I think he has the ability to befuddle minds within a 3-inch radius, which basically means he does it to himself constantly, which is why he's always so confused and a little bit angry. Who came up with this when the Bible was written? She lusted after their genitals as those of donkeys, and their seminal emissions was as strong as that of stallions. Someone who needed to be hit with the horny hammer, or the horny stick. Bonk. No more horny for you. Calm down. I know where Professor X has a pint and has 2 large red setter dogs he takes for a walk. I'm assuming where he lives. It's easy to know where someone goes for a drink if they like to go for a pint. If you know where that is, it's very, very skillful of you. My hunting jacket is nothing but blood and mud and gunpowder anymore. I feel like it probably wouldn't stay together. You should wash it. You might find that there's a jacket under all that garbage. CC is the only lunatic video whose videos I leave comments on. I got a few comments on the last CC. Oh, I nearly dropped my drink then. I got a few comments on the last CC thing saying, "Oh, I don't know about this. He seems like a genuinely crazy person. This is mean." And it's like, I don't think he's crazy. I think he's a fucking idiot. The thing is, he doesn't sound like. There are people I have absolutely not covered that have been suggested videos where it's very, very obvious that, you know, there's something, how do I put this, wrong with the person. And it's just like, I ain't touching that with a fucking barge pole. You think I'm crazy? But I don't get that from CC. Yeah, like, he's passionate and he's prolific, but that doesn't mean he's insane. That doesn't mean that there's actually something wrong with him apart from being quite stupid. It just means that he thinks he has the answer and is trying to do something about it. If anything, it's laudable. It's just he's so fucking wrong. Now, I could be wrong. He might be absolutely fucking out of his mind. But the fact that he can clearly hold down a job, because although I think he was told to stop doing it at his job, means that obviously he's reasonable enough to be able to do that shit. So, yeah. And I think if you had a chat with him, he'd be fine. He's sort of like the weird uncle where he has that thing that no one's allowed to talk to him about because he will bang on about it for hours and hours and hours and hours. As a retired psychologist, I would diagnose someone who heard voices schizophrenic. However, if he heard the voice of God, he is considered a prophet because reasons. I mean, the thing is, if you do things where you are going out of your way to have certain experiences, the chances are you will have those experiences. Some people it doesn't work for, and they become quite skeptical quite quickly. But for a lot of people, when you sit and you do like prayer circles and you do fucking shit, talking in tongues and all that garbage, it has an effect on you. There's a reason that those fucking the charlatans who faith healers, that's the one. Why it does something even though it does nothing. Why people are sure that they've been cured. And then later they go, oh, it didn't really take in the end. It's because in the right situation, you can be convinced of almost anything. Like everybody on earth has a scam that they'll fall for. You might think, nah. No, fuck you, there is. There absolutely is. Because it will be such a good thing, or you'll think you're getting away with something or something to that degree, and your blinders will go up because you'll be more focused on, oh, fucking hell. This, like, I don't know, if you're into collecting vintage XYZ, if you saw that thing at like a garage sale or yard sale or whatever, and it was for $30, and if it was fake, it was worth literally nothing. But if it's real, it's worth hundreds. You go, fuck it, I'll buy that. You know, because it's a low risk, but you were still scammed. Like someone, if they knew it was fake, but you might not know. There's a good chance you can fall for that shit. Everybody has a scam. And apparently, according to like psychology shit, the more convinced you are that you'll never fall for a scam, the more likely you are. Because you become less sort of skeptical. Because you think, well, my brain wouldn't trick me. Your brain's an asshole. Everyone's brains are assholes. That's what they do. They just tell you what you want to hear. And you're like, okay, brain. What was it? I can't remember if this was an argument in a video or just one that I heard. But the idea that that I wouldn't be convinced that I'm a real thing. What's wrong with that? You know, I effectively think I probably am real, but to say that I'm 100% convinced that I'm a real being who's doing the things that I think I'm doing, when, you could be a brain in a jar, could be a lot of things. I don't fucking know. There is a small chance that I am not what I think I am. Or something more obvious is, and it's apparently an issue with having ADHD, is the idea that you're not necessarily as articulate as you think you are, or you're not like I've always lived in pubs, not always, between sort of the age of, in my teens, there you go, I lived in pubs. And when I would come home from school, if I was walking on my own and not having something to sort of distract myself, my brain would start telling me that when you walk in there, they're going to tell you to leave because you don't fucking live there. What's wrong with you? That's definitely what's going to happen. I'm like, shut the fuck up, brain. And it will just tell you these nonsensical things. It's like a form of imposter syndrome. And then I walk in and I go in my room and it's like, this is fine. Shut the fuck up. But yeah, I don't know where the fuck I was going with that one. But yeah, brains are stupid. Brains are very stupid and they do very stupid things, especially if you're neurospicy. Safest way of thinking is to regard literally everything as a scam until proven otherwise. Yeah, I mean, there's a limit. Like, one of the things I like to say is assume the worst, hope for the best. So, assume something is probably going to fuck you over, but hope that it doesn't. And, set yourself up in ways that don't allow the worst possible outcome. I was talking to my brother. Yes, I have a brother. And he was very confused by the fact that I had, like, plans in place if everything I had went to shit. Like, I have plans. And it would have to be, like, completely fucking disastrous. Like, that my entire life was just stripped away from me, which is incredibly fucking unlikely. But you never know. But I have a very simple set of plans. And it's like, yeah, but I'm not going to need them. But if I ever do, I know. It helps me deal with anxiety. By that logic, you are a scam, Cersei. I am a scam. Apart from the fact that I do have imposter syndrome, like, I am not as good as you probably think I am. I'm not smart. I'm probably not as funny as you think I am. There's lots of things. And don't trust me. Or like saying that it's a scam is not necessarily the right way, but don't trust. Like, be careful. Don't believe, like, there's a reason that I don't want to do, I say I don't want to do, I would love to do sponsorships, but every one of them sounds like garbage because I know for a fact that regardless of me saying don't trust me, people do. People will inherently trust me because it's someone they like and I do things that they enjoy. And it's like, is this channel for S word for trick where you trick morons like me into liking you and giving you money? You could say that it's a trick that you like me, but it's more that if I started asking for things, or if I started telling you to believe certain things, I've always said, like, critical thinking is critical. Like, that's it. And if it means that I have to say don't trust me either, then that's just what I have to say. Now, if you want to go on a fucking spiral of pointlessness, you could say, well, you said don't trust people. But we don't trust you. So that means we should trust people. And I'm like, okay, get a fucking job. Jesus Christ. You know what I mean. He's more like a drunk beggar. I like to think I don't beg. Thankfully, e-begging has become less of the derogatory term for like doing any online crowdfunding. The way I see my Patreon and the way I see memberships is like, I don't really have anything of value to offer you other than me continuing to make videos. But for a lot of people, that's enough. Like, Oh yeah, I'd love it if you keep making videos. I like videos. People who say never stop, well then give me some fucking money. If you want me to never stop, Sessik doesn't have imposter syndrome. He's just faking it. I like that. um, Plans, we plan suicide, but we won't allow us to. Okay. All right, Gollum. uh, what? That's exactly what a non-scammer would say. Are you saying you're not a scammer? I mean, please, please, please give Sick money, subliminal messages. If you critical think you can roll twice, fuck you, Jack. If you see a product being advertised through YouTube sponsorships, I just assume it must be garbage. If it was good, I'd have heard about it some other way. I mean, if it's good, you probably haven't heard of it. If it's good and you're in a particular sort of space, then you'll have heard of it. But there's so many amazing things out there that you've never fucking heard of because you don't follow whatever. Like the thing that comes to my mind is audio gear. Like Raycons are garbage. That is a factual fact. They are not good. But they are fucking everywhere. And the thing is, like, the packaging for them is like amazing, like legitimately good unboxing experience. I mean, I've never done it myself, but I've seen them. And they pay out ludicrous amounts to influencers to sell them. But they sound like a pair of about $30 earphones for about 100 and something. Like, but if you bought those $30 ones, they'd probably be in actually a higher quality product and sound just as good, if not better. My dad keeps harping because I tip tapping on laptop. Tap harder. Go on, babe. In fact, go stand over him and tippity tap. Just very slowly click, click. Is that why it's taking so long between comments? Isn't e-begging another name for the US healthcare system? GoFundMe. Oh my god. Oh, that's painful. Now you got Rob Zombie's Never Gonna Stop stuck in my head. Never gonna stop me. I fucking love that song. Scream if you want it. I give what I can. I enjoy your vids. Keep up the good work. But yeah, that's one of the things I say. Just like, if you can afford it, if you've got more money than sense, I would love it if you gave some to me. It will help me to continue to make videos, to feed my kids, to house us, and all that shit. And if we can build up enough money that we can buy a house, is the plan, then I'll make better shit, and I'll make a room that I can just work in, and it will make my content better. That's the theory. But yeah, that's the thing. Like, I try not to make promises about things as well. I just try to do my best. Raycon was disappointing. I sent mine back. Yeah, because they're shit. You could spend half that and get like some really quite good ones, and spend that amount and just go look for the good ones, and you'll get a much better thing. Miss Sick, time to get a mechanical keyboard. Well, she's on a laptop right now. Free earwax included. Oh my god, can you imagine that they just send it to someone else? Any wireless headphones are crap in my opinion. I'll take my €13 wired Sony headphones any time. Gotta love that infinite runtime. I mean, they can be crap, but some of them can be quite good. A fool and his $10 are still parted. Wait a second, Mark. What have you done? Like, there are, generally speaking, the one thing that wireless ones tend to do, because they have batteries in them, is having ANC, and wired ones almost certainly don't. And especially, like Mrs. Sick has some sensory issues, especially with sound. And so I got her, I've actually on her second set now, because I upgraded her to the next gen, AirPods Pros. They are expensive. They sound really nice, but they are expensive. But the active noise cancelling is amazing. It's basically made it so that we can go out to restaurants and stuff, and it just feels much better. For a duchy, I'm poor bum with roof overhead. Celebrate the first super chat from Corpus. Why are you telling me to do that? Woohoo, Corpus! Amazing. Thank you. That's really manipulative, YouTube. Just like make them feel really good about sending a super chat. Just fucking tell them, oh my god, you've changed my life, Corpus Illuminatum. Send more of your precious money to me. Don't do that. You don't need to send me money. I definitely appreciate it. I mean, there's been lots of super chats today, and I really do appreciate it. But if you can't, fucking don't. And if you do, don't expect much. I'll probably read it because it's really obvious, but I may miss it because I am also completely stupid. I got my $120 Razer over-the-ear pink Bluetooth. I love these. Well, I mean, if they're pink, that means they're better. My dad, kids left light on. Me. Turn it off then? Did you backhand him while you're at it? I know that he needs to be told sometimes, and violence is the only answer. Tell him to turn it off then, Spoonstar. Yeah, she did. Spoonstuff is just Mrs. Sick, just in case you didn't know. She is just, that is her other channel. If you want more of my voice after this and you haven't watched them, it's like a series of videos of me doing a D&D campaign for her. It's her D&D campaign. I had nothing to do with it. I just do all the voices and the narration and the being sexy, obviously. Not that she's not sexy, but, you know, I'm this sexy. And she's like, quite sexy. I'm not enough of an audiophile to spend more than £20 on a pair of headphones. Most of the music I listened to was recorded on a potato anyway. Fair enough. I use quite good stuff. But I use a pair of AKG 712s, which are very nice studio monitors. But I use studio monitors because I work a not insignificant amount with audio. And I need to make sure that there aren't any weird sounds in it. But, you know, if it's good enough for you, but... yeah, if it's good enough for you and you never try something better, you probably will be fine with it. But if you do try something better, there is a difference. Don't let anybody tell you that there's no difference of buying something half decent. There is stupidity in spending tens of thousands on shit. No worries. Yeah, that's definitely true. But it's a lie people like to tell themselves because they're so smart that spending any money on good audio gear is bad. Like, that's just objectively untrue. But there are limits, and having a budget, having a sensible budget for the stuff you use is a good idea. We live in British. What is this T sound? It's British. I can get you a decent discount on Aftershok's wireless Bluetooth bone conduction. They have noise cancellation that lasts 10 hours on charge. Yes, but bone conduction is objectively trash. It does not sound good. It sounds muffled. At least in my experience. Maybe they've got an amazing one. Maybe they've improved the technology. But I'll bet they haven't. I too have AKG 712 Pros. Do you have the Austria-made model? I have no idea where it was made. I just know that they are good and they have orange on them. And I like the orange. Although they are getting quite beaten up now. I actually bought them while I was streaming. I just remembered I was drunk. We'd had a good month. And I was just like, I want an upgrade. Should I get an upgrade? And stream was like, you should get an upgrade. So I did. And they're great. They're really comfy. I get Beat Studio from work. The noise cancelling is great. It's even noise. The battery life is great. The sound quality is good, but not great. They are comfortable. My main concern is comfort, actually. Like, good sound is good sound, but comfort is key, especially when you spend all day wearing them, which I often do. Hey, I made the live stream. Yeah, you got 5 whole minutes. Well done. Not to be sarcastic or anything. That's genuinely what I'm saying. Money isn't everything, but base jumping, you need the best. I mean, that's true. When are you not drunk? I'll have to get back to you on that. I tried some bone conducting headphones, but they made my teeth itch. Person on the left hasn't blinked all stream. It makes me nervous. Starting to think that it's just a rock. I worked for Apple for 7 years, but Beats are shit, but iPods are great. Well, apparently Beats are massively improved now. Like the last set of Beats by Dre, but it's actually just owned by Apple now, are actually considered really good because they're owned by Apple. And they're just like the Android version of AirPods. And I'm assuming you meant AirPods instead of iPods, because iPods, no one buys iPods anymore. I mean, you can, but you shouldn't. Beats are cheap crap. I've dissected them. Again, check for the modern ones. Like, the latest ones are apparently pretty fucking good. At least the in-ears. Night, night, babe. Need to go brush my teeth. All right, Mrs. Sick. You go do a sleep. You fucking lovely person. Wait, you wear bone-conducting phones on your head? I'll wear bone-conducting phones on my penis, thank you very much. I unfortunately still work for Apple, you poor fool. That's me, the Stone A. Okay. Any progress on finding a video editor? Basically 0. I had a few people comment that they would do it. I have 0 experience. I'll do it. And I'm like, I literally said, email me. But it's not been officially announced yet anyway. And because of just shit in the way, things take me a while. Even the idea of saying it out loud was to help me sort of keep it in my mind, because people would bring it up. But that doesn't mean that I've done it yet. But I will. I plan to, because I want to have a big gap so that I can go on holidays and all that kind of shit. I've seen it blink and its lips are pointing at Sir Sick. I'm assuming it is a holiday pick glitch. I mean, that's fair. More whiskey jokes. Did you know that whiskey is a drink that is delicious? I know, hilarious. The latest, most expensive Beats are cheap crap. Do not pay the stupid price. I mean, yeah, most expensive anything is usually not the best thing to get. What is my favorite whiskey? Yes. I was born 4 months and 2 days into Y2K. Guess my age. Too old to be asking people to guess your age. Was that right? Oh, but boner conducting. I mean, that is the most conducting. I mean, someone could conduct with their boner and then, get arrested shortly after the orchestral concert. I know that rock. You killed my father. It wasn't that rock. That rock's a picture. You're thinking of a real rock. You're thinking of the rock. I don't think the rock killed your father. I mean, he might have. You never know. Oh, lol burn. The best whiskey is free whiskey. I mean, I can't think of a rebuttal to that. That does sound like an absolute fact. But yeah. All right, we're coming in on the hour now. So Mrs. Sick is gone, I'm assuming. Or either that or she's like there and just keeping her eye out. But if she's not, or if she's gone, I'll say goodnight to her. Go to bed, get some sleep. You got stuff to do tomorrow. And I will say to you lot, thanks for coming along. To everybody who super chatted, thank you very much. I always do like money. It will be spent unwisely. And for everyone else, thank you for being here. I do enjoy our little chats. I am going to record a video now that I wrote today. So, yeah. Until next time, thanks for coming. See you later. Bye.